It was a sunny afternoon in the town of Groenbrugge. Lars, a 10-year-old boy with an insatiable curiosity, pedaled through the forest behind his house. His favorite place to play was an open area with an old oak tree, but today Lars had a different plan. He wanted to explore. It was a sunny afternoon in the town of Groenbrugge. Lars, a 10-year-old boy with an insatiable curiosity, rode his bike through the forest behind his house. His favorite place to play was an open clearing with an ancient oak tree, but today Lars had another plan. He wanted to go further than he ever had before. He whispered to himself, if only it weren't so thrilling, as he carefully navigated a narrow path winding between the trees. It was an unfamiliar path, never noticed before. Why had he never seen it? It was as if it had appeared out of nowhere. Suddenly, Lars heard a strange sound, a soft hum that seemed to come from beneath the ground. He set his bike against a tree and crouched down. His fingers touched the earth. It was warm, almost vibrating. "What is this?" he whispered as he perked up his ears. The hum stopped abruptly. Silence. Then he saw it, a small door, right where he stood. It was barely larger than a book and seemed made of silver. In elegant letters, it bore one word, open. Without hesitation, Lars grabbed the door. It swung open as if by itself, revealing a ladder leading to a mysterious underground tunnel. His heart pounded in his chest, but his curiosity overcame his fear. He climbed down, explored further than he ever had before. Whispering to himself to ease the tension, Lars carefully rode along a narrow path winding between the trees. It was an unfamiliar path, never noticed before, as if it had appeared out of nowhere. Suddenly Lars heard a strange sound, a soft hum that seemed to come from underground. He set his bike against a tree and crouched down, feeling the warm, almost vibrating earth beneath his fingers. "What is this?" he whispered as he strained to listen. The humming stopped abruptly. Silence. Then he saw it, a small door, barely larger than a book, seemingly made of silver. In elegant letters, one word was inscribed, open. Without hesitation, Lars grasped the door. It seemed to swing open on its own, revealing a ladder leading to a mysterious underground tunnel. His heart pounded in his chest, but his curiosity overpowered his fear. He climbed down. Below, everything changed. The walls glowed softly in colors that seemed to be constantly shifting. Glowing mushrooms lined the path, and in the distance, Lars heard something. Voices? It sounded as if someone was there. He followed the sound and reached a large hall filled with boxes, chests, and toys. Yes, toys everywhere. Dolls, trains, kites, and even a pedal car that shone as if it had just come from the shop. But the most impressive was a gigantic clock in the center, with hands that did not point to numbers but to symbols. A sun, a moon, a star, and also a key. A sun, a moon, a star, and also a key. "Lars, welcome!" came a sudden voice. Lars spun around swiftly. Before him stood a girl, not much older than himself, with bright green eyes and a braid that shimmered like gold. Who are you?" Lars stammered. "And how do you know my name?" "I am Yara. This is my place." "Well, actually it's a key chamber. But you found it. You've been chosen." Her smile was mysterious. "Look closely at the clock. Do you see the key symbol? It means you are a gatekeeper." "A what?" Lars asked, puzzled. "A protector of the hidden gates," she replied. "But you'll understand soon enough, because the first test begins now." "Test? What test?" Lars wanted to protest, but suddenly the clock began to tick rapidly. The hands shot towards the star symbol. And then the ground disappeared beneath his feet. Lars fell, or rather, he floated. He landed in a new space, a dark room full of mirrors. Each mirror displayed a different world. In one he saw a desert with walking skeletons, in another a city full of talking animals, and in the smallest mirror, himself, but as an old man. "Lars!" he heard Yara's voice, though she was nowhere to be seen. "One mirror is the exit, the others are traps. Choose carefully." Sweat broke out on Lars's forehead as he looked at the mirrors. His eyes lingered on a mirror showing his bike, just as he had left it that morning. "That must be it," he said. He took a step forward, but as he reached out, he saw the bike blur strangely, as if it were an illusion. "Not so fast," he told himself, pulling his hand back. Then he noticed it, a mirror that showed no reflection, just empty. It looked simple, almost dull. "Maybe I should pick something that's not obvious," he murmured. He took a deep breath, closed his eyes, and jumped forward. With a thud, Lars found himself back in the room with Yara. The toys, the clock, everything was suddenly silent. "Congratulations," said Yara with a broad smile. "You have passed the first test, and I'm sure you'll handle the next surprises just as well." "Bring them on," said Lars with a grin. His adventure had just begun.